Hi, this is Dan, the Realty Man, coming to you from beautiful Ocala, saying hello to all our friends and neighbors there on top of the world. Well, this market report is dealing specifically with the villas, but I'll get into the single family homes into my next video. But hey, we're here. We made it into 2026. I hope you are doing well, and let's make this a great year. But now, what happened in the real estate market in 2025 for the villas, and how do we end in December? Well, I'm going to go over that information with you, and I think you're going to find this quite interesting. And once again, stick with me to the end, and I'll show you the lowest price listing and the highest price listing that's sold in the month of December. So now let's get into the numbers. Why don't we? All right. So as we go into the numbers for December, notice right now there are 56 villas that are active on top of the world. Now with those 56, the average asking price is $171,379. Now that's a little less than last year, but really when we take a look at the difference in the square footage from this year to last year, our price is going to be higher than what it was last year if we take it on a square footage basis. But notice this is an important fact here. Last December, the average days on the market was only 45 days to sell a villa. This year, and this past December, it took 135 days, over 4 months for a villa to sell. So you're staying on the market longer, but according to the information here, you're getting a little bit of a higher price than what you did last year. Under contract, well, there's 13 units that are currently under contract. The average listing price on those units is $158,408. We don't know what they're going to sell for, but those are the ones that are on the market, and the average square footage on them is just about the same as what was on the active market of 1475. But now here is where it really gets interesting. When we take a look at the units sold, last year 11 units sold, this year 10 units. So we're about the same. But notice the average listing price last year was about $174. This year, it was $192,780, and then average selling price from last year, $166. This year, $181,690. Friends, that's over a $15,000 price increase. Now, mind you, when we take a look at the square footage is about the same. Can you believe units are selling for almost $15,000 more than what they did last year? That's awesome. But the days to contract, once again, is, from last year was 43 days. This year it's taking longer. It was 80 days in the month of December in order for a unit to sell. And they sold for 93% of the asking price as opposed to 95% last year. Now, if we took the year as a whole, there was 140 villas that sold throughout the whole year of 2025. And out of those, there was 31, though, however, that came off the market. 31 that came off the market, they didn't sell. Maybe they relisted again, and they're part of the sales that are there at this point. So that's the numbers that we have anyway going in there. Would you like any information on a specific property? Call, text, email me. I'll let you know. I'll give you the information on that. There's no obligation, And also I'll have my single family report coming out soon. If you are thinking of selling, my properties get syndicated to over 200 websites. You have a better chance with me than most other realtors that are out there. And if you know someone who's looking to purchase, keep me in mind. I've been helping people find the right properties now for over 37 years, and I can help your friends and family out too. Well, now, what unit sold for the least and what unit sold for the most? Well, this one here, let me turn my page. Yeah, they seem to be one stuck together. There we go. The units that sold for the least amount of money was over here on Southwest 92nd Lane. Now, that unit was listed at $119,900 and it ended up selling for $90,000. It was an okay unit. It didn't have any updates in there. It was clean, it was neat, but it was a basic unit that was in the same condition that it was built in 1990. So it needed upgrades in there, but it did sell, and it took 88 days in order for that unit to sell. The unit that sold for the most amount of money was over here on Southwest 88th Terrace, Unit B. That one there was listed for $225, and notice, or $255. I'm sorry, $255, and it sold for the list price at $255. It took 120 days for that unit to sell, but it sold at full price. And mind you, that was 1748 square foot of living space. It was a very nice unit. As you can tell, the roof was new last year or the year before. Nicely appointed unit. Wasn't spectacular, but it was updated and it did look very nice. Well, anyway, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. This is Dan the Realty Man wishing you well. And hey, do me a favor, don't forget to hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. Well, listen, you take care, and let's make this a great year. Thanks for watching. Bye now.